What's up, kids? Chris here. Hey, let's talk Mastermind for a little bit more. I know we keep hitting that lately. People have a ton of questions about that and love answering that question. We have a high ticket mastermind, and people often ask how we do it, how do you prospect for it, how do you build it, all that kind of stuff. So tons of questions coming in, so let me keep hitting these. Yesterday, Clover asked, I believe it was Clover. If I'm wrong, somebody let me know, but I think it was Clover. How do we prospect for our mastermind? And I'm going to start with that question today. Obviously, if you have more questions, load them up down here in the questions or comments, and we will totally answer them today if I can before I get off, or on the next live Q&A. We do this on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays at 10 o'clock Central. Okay, so Clover, how do we prospect for our mastermind? And I'm with a bunch of friends who do the same thing in the same kind of space, and prospecting for your mastermind is super simple. It seems like it's hard, but it's not. You don't need a funnel. We don't do any paid traffic. We don't run a funnel like a traditional funnel, ClickFunnels or something like Lead Pages, something like that. We do everything organically via referral and social media. 100% organic prospecting and sales via social media and referrals. Okay, so our processes, let's go for both of those. Let's talk about how those two work. Our processes around referrals, let's talk about that first. So anyone you're currently working with or currently even in business with in any way, shape, or form, even if they're not in a mastermind setting for you, you can totally ask them for referrals. And it works really, really simply. We have a referral script that we use that just basically walks people through this process of figuring out how to actually engage with us and the kind of clients that we're looking for, because we want to get a certain type of clientele, right? We want a certain type of person in our mastermind, and it's important for us to be able to reach into those people's lives and really understand what they're wanting, and for them to understand what we're delivering. And the best way, absolutely, to get those kind of clients for your mastermind is by people who already know, like, and trust you, right? To introduce you. So if somebody already knows, likes, and trusts you and introduces you and says, hey, you know, Clover is the person, you got to work with her, she's amazing, then that's just going to be totally amazing, and that's going to be your best connection for anybody in your high ticket mastermind. Particularly if it's your first mastermind, that's like golden. I'm not a huge fan of saying this is our first mastermind. We've taken a lot of people through this process, and I kind of edge away from saying this is our first mastermind, the beta group, the whatever. Look, if you know what you're doing and you know how to deliver your information, do that. Don't worry about telling people if it's the first or 10th mastermind you've done. It does not matter. Honestly, the people who get in for the first one, they're getting way more of your time, way more of your expertise, and way more than any other group will ever get. The first group is the luckiest group, so don't downsell or make that kind of a thing where you're like, oh, I'm so sorry, it's my first group. No, be awesome. Be you and take people where they need to go. So that's that. That's the prospecting via referral. Social media side of things. You may or may not like this. Everybody has an opinion about this. But your Facebook profile, your personal Facebook profile is no longer, think about this, can no longer be your personal only space to share party pictures, cat photos, and dog pics, and grandkids, and whatever party you went to, or whatever political party you love or hate, whatever. Just quit. Your Facebook profile, your personal Facebook profile, has to become something that is all about your brand online, okay? And I know you're like, but I have a page and I have a group for that. No, people stalk, right? People stalk, they go look at your personal profile and they find out what you're all about. And that's super important. So make your personal profile selectively about things that you care about, and very broadly about things that represent your brand, the kind of things that you do for your clientele, okay? Doesn't have to be like a sales pitch. It just needs to be good information on your personal profile. That's really important, all right? So make sure that happens. Then go out there and be involved in communities that have your audience in them. Cian, awesome to see you. So just make sure you're out there in communities that have your target market for your mastermind in them, and invite them to be your friend on Facebook, and then invite them to a Facebook group, right? Invite them to a place where you can educate them and build that connection and that knowledge base. I'm not a huge fan of selling like in your Facebook group. Some people have huge Facebook groups and do it very effectively, but I kind of get tired of Facebook groups that are constantly pushing another thing for me to sign up for so they can harvest my email address again, like I'm on their 10th email list, or if they just have this fancy new top 10 list every freaking day. For one, you don't have time for that. Nobody has time for that. It is a snazzy, shiny way to kind of get people's attention, but it gets old, right? We all experience that. So build a Facebook group that has tons of good content and just explain how to do things. Be honest, be real, be authentic, and explain what to do in your Facebook group, and then engage those people. People will engage with you in that Facebook group. And that's a really, really cool way to build relationships, because honestly, you can reach so many people that way, even if you don't have enough referrals coming in. So that's where I'd go with that. So the referral thing, while we're talking, I'm gonna move under the porch for a minute because we're starting to get some rain here. Fall has come in Memphis, Tennessee. Just love it, but it's kind of scattery rain here. So you want to make sure that you're doing, what's up, Rachel? Awesome to see you. I know, outside, right? I just got back from skateboarding, Rachel, and the Y, and man, it's just fantastic. I'm just so glad to be out every day now. I'm on this live for baby. Heyo, there she is. Hey, baby. Hey, girl. Glad you came. This is what you're here for. And by the way, that paddleboard back there is what I spend most of my working hours on. I work from a paddleboard. That's actually what started this whole thing. This whole Facebook group, everything started because people kept asking me how I actually work from a paddleboard. I work less than 30 minutes a day, and most of the action happens right there on the paddleboard. So, hey, I'm going to show you one more thing because it's adorable. There's baby on this towel that I just pulled off the picnic table back here. I have no idea what she's after, but you know how cats are. All right, enough cat videos. That's not why you came, except for Ayo, you came here for that. We're getting rain from Beta right now. Yeah, no kidding. Hope everybody's okay. Okay. Here is the thing. When it comes to prospecting and social media accounts, you want to make sure you paddleboard too. That's so awesome. Come to Cape Town. I've been to Cape Town and freaking love it there, but I've never paddleboarded there. A close buddy of mine who I see at Starbucks every morning, he's a big surfer, so he surfs a lot outside of Cape Town. I know sharks, but great waves too. Anyway, he's a big fan of everything you'll have over there. So Ayo lives in one of the top 10 most beautiful places in the world, by the way. Almost everybody's list, Cape Town, South Africa, is totally in the top 10 and deserves it. It's amazing out there. We're talking about masterminds, right? So get your prospecting done. Make sure your Facebook profile is a business profile. It's so important. Sure, post a little bit of personal on there. That's totally cool. But make sure that you post like 2/3 of the comments, I would say, or posts that you make, long form or video or whatever, make them relevant to the thing you do in business. All right, that's super duper important. And then get out there and be awesome in a community. I'm a huge fan of Facebook groups, like hosting your own, if it's not junk and trashy, right? Like make it real, make it awesome, make it honest, really good content in your Facebook group. Like make your Facebook group like good enough where if people started following it and doing what you're saying to do, that they would actually be able to get results, okay? That is so important. It's not about just getting a bunch of people in there that you can sell a top 10 list to, or 10 pieces of gear you need for a home studio, or like my home studio is amazing. You see it when that's the gray screen behind me, and people frequently ask for that kind of stuff, but I don't do that kind of stuff, right? If somebody wants to see how to make my studio, how to do my studio, I'll just show them. But bottom line is, I want to make sure that I'm delivering really good content in my group. Do the same thing, build relationships, and then reach out to folks. And if somebody's interested in what you're doing, offer what you're doing. It's okay. Don't be shy. Offer what you're doing. Explain how it works. Explain the transformation you're bringing for the right fit. Offer them a spot in your mastermind. I don't know how else to say that. I hope that helps Clover your question. Any other questions on prospecting in your mastermind? Again, you can ask them if you're watching the replay of this. You can ask later, and I'll hit them up on Thursday. Thursday will be the next time we're live in the group here. I want to make sure we're giving you really good, solid information. If you're an expert in what you do and you're knowledgeable and you don't mind being in front of a camera like this, then you can so do this. Oh my gosh, like just teach people, do it in a group scenario. People learn way better in a group scenario. You get results better that way. Put like-minded, like-skilled people in a space, Zoom call, whatever, and teach them as a group. It's so worth it. If you want to build your own course, if you want to be a course creator, content creator, if you want to be a stage speaker, if you already are a speaker and you can't be on stage right now, masterminds are brilliant for all of that. Bottom line, if you know what you're doing, you got an expertise and you don't mind teaching about it, then absolutely having a high ticket mastermind would be a fantastic thing for you. It's very, very easy. I think that's why some of these questions come up right now. So many people in so many markets are building online courses right now, and people are starting to build some paid groups, but most people are kind of missing the boat because they're really just not getting into the mastermind space the right way, and they're doing it a really hard way, but it's really, really simple and straightforward. You'll be blown away when you start trying to do it. It literally, if you do it right, can take 4 to 6 weeks to start getting clients, high ticket clients, with no ads. It's not hard. You got this. All right. Ask your questions in the comments below for the replay. I'm about to jump out of here, or shoot me private messages either way, and I will definitely answer your questions. All right, I'm gonna get back to it. Y'all have a fantastic Tuesday. See everybody Thursday morning.